The role of the caregiver in engaging with families is simple: engage.
Not only do children benefit from remaining connected to their family, I think it is absolutely vital for their overall well-being and their mental health to maintain connection with their birth families. It is essential that they do so. We, as foster parents, need to try to facilitate that so that they have some kind of connection. Maybe it's not safe for them to live with their parents. That sometimes is true. But that doesn't mean that they shouldn't have a relationship with them. It's harder, it requires much more work and effort, but it is important to do so for that child's well-being.
Children always benefit when they're connected to their family. Foster caregivers can play a huge role in engaging with families. I think that because of our place in the system, we have this really cool role where we're not decision makers, and a lot of times that can feel like we have a lot of power stripped from us, but I think it's also so sweet because I just get to love this child and love this family, and nobody's asking me to make any of these really hard choices. When you actually sit in on these hearings and you hear all of the intricacies, and when you get to know these parents and you know what they've been through and how they've been parented, then you find all of these things that are really hard. These are not easy decisions to make for families and for children. And I think that it's nice to get to sit in the middle of that and just care for people. We get to care for this child. We get to care for his caseworker because she's got a lot on her plate. We get to care for his parents, and we don't have to make any big decisions. We just get to care.
The most important thing that a caregiver should keep in mind when they're talking to birth parents is that it is best for the kid that you're caring for to have a good relationship with these parents. So be super kind, be super on your A game, be aware of how they're feeling. You know their criminal history, whatever, neglect or abuse got their kid given to you. It's awkward. That's a hard situation. So be kind, be loving, be forgiving, because that's what's best for the kid ultimately. Whatever is happening in the case, having a good relationship with the parents is going to be helpful specifically to the child. It's going to be helpful in general to the bio parents, but it's going to be specifically helpful to the child.
That doesn't even have to be like their biological family. It can be their church family, their school family, other things that they grew up knowing outside of you. I think it's super important that you continue to encourage those things because they have to continue to function in life. So while they're visiting with the paternal grandparents and they're going to their cousins' birthday parties and going to birth of babies and all this other kind of stuff, they're also still engaged. I mean, they grew up in this community. So this is all really super important that life continues to be as normal as possible. Because we are in kinship predisposed to the parents' previous activities, most of us are aware of what the parents are capable of. So be supportive, keep them moving forward, but then also be open-minded enough to understand when things aren't going quite well. And if we got to take a step back or slow down a little bit, we need to be able to voice that, but then still be supportive moving forward.
It depends on the type of parents that you're dealing with. Because a lot of people at that time are very, very sad and hurt and angry. So I think just it's important if they have patience and try and, have some compassion that, yeah, we put ourselves in that situation, but we didn't ask for it and we're just trying just like everybody else. It was important for us because we were still building a connection with our baby. And I know that he could tell who it was by, his eyes. He's still like 4 or 5 months.
For us to stay connected, have that connection with our child, just so that we know his day-to-day, not day-to-day, but everything that he was being taken care of, it was comforting. It took a weight off of our shoulders because we had no worries. We didn't worry about anything bad happening. We knew that he was in really good hands.